Hello and welcome to IBC 2016. I'm Joe O'Halloran, Editor-in-Chief of Rapid TV News, and I'm here with Charles Dawes, Senior Director of International Marketing at TiVo.
Hi Joe.
Charles, it's been a bit of a couple of months for you guys.
It has.
Tell us all about what's been happening between TiVo and Rovi.
Absolutely. So as you'll recall, back in April we announced the merger and we're really pleased to be able to close it just before IBC. What we've done is we've taken two real industry stalwarts, taken TiVo on one side, known for its, really as the inventor of the DVR, and known for all its great innovation around the DVR in the cloud and on the box, and taken Rovi, known for its signature guides, its metadata, its search and recommendations, and its analytics and cloud services, and brought both of those two together to create a new company, the new TiVo, which will be able to serve the industry across the whole breadth of the services that we can offer, and really help us to be able to provide what we'd like to term the ultimate entertainment guide and experience.
Speaking specifically about the recommendation and the metadata technologies, what advances have taken place in those areas?
Yes, there's a lot that's been going on, and what we're trying to do is really to help people to really grow their customer relationships and have real quality customer relationships. So what we've seen over the last year or so is really what we talked about last year around voice technology, that actually starting to come into the market. So vendors like ourselves offering it, but actually the companies we work with actually offering it to their end consumers. For instance, with Dish, we're now rolling out, and also through our own app consumer apps in the North American market.
So here we are again at IBC. So what's really the presence for the show for you?
So here at IBC, we're doing a few things. First of all, we've just announced the latest generation of the TiVo user interface, which takes all of the simplicity and the iconic user experience of the TiVo user interface, and gives that a new refresh and starts to bring content very much to the fore. It's really about how do you get your consumer, your customer, to the piece of content they want in the most seamless way possible. And doing things like at the very top level, bringing in predictions, so understanding that when a consumer comes there may be these particular programs that they want to watch based on their previous usage habits and the time of day, the day of the week, the device they're using, and being able to bring that out so that you can enable that ultimate user experience.
You mentioned there different devices. How much more complex is the world of TV everywhere these days?
Like you'll know yourself, actually people and the consumers are really demanding to get their content across multiple devices, anytime, any place, and as an industry we have to be able to offer that. So some of the things that we do is really try to enable that experience to be very similar across devices, and also to be able to follow you across devices. So where you start a piece of content or where you watch a piece of content, being able to have a bookmark in that piece of content, to be able to then pick it up on another device as you go forwards. And really to be able to enable that promise that the industry's had of that anytime, any place content.
So, taking that as a model for the 12 months, what do you see is going to happen by this time next year?
So by this time next year, I think we're going to draw on a lot of what we've actually seen in the past year. And we've just actually released our 2016 consumer survey results, the first wave of them. And there was a few themes that were coming out there. First of all, when we looked across the people's satisfaction with their search and recommendation systems, we very clearly saw that at the top end of the satisfaction index, so people scoring their search and recommendation with 7 or more, they were actually watching a lot more content, moving from the average of kind of 5.5 hours upwards towards 7 hours of content. So actually getting better search and recommendation systems in place is something I think we'll see as the industry starts to cotton onto it. The other area that's really interesting was around something that we called show dumping. So this is where people who've invested a lot of time and effort into watching a series or a show have actually stopped watching it for various reasons, and not because they don't like the content. It's more a fact that they can't get hold of the content. It may have moved to behind a different paywall. It may have gone out of its window. It may just not be available on the particular device that they've been watching it on, and that's caused them to give up. And when we ask people about the type of show, actually it was shows that appeared within the top 10, top 20. So it shows that have cost multiple millions of dollars to make, that people are abandoning because the systems aren't in place. So one of the things that we're doing to actually alleviate that and help people to navigate that and actually be able to not have to show dump is the universal search. So, and you'll see that on our TiVo products, you'll see that in the latest TiVo UI, of where that integrated search allows you to see the content across all of the different sources where it's available, and crucially be able to do things like set a one pass that allows you to be able to line that content up and see it in the order that you need to watch it in, independent of the source where it's coming from.
So, how different is the market going to look then if you're going to find an answer to show dumping and things like this?
So I think there's other areas as well. I think voice is also going to continue to grow. We've just announced a partnership with Ruido, the remote control manufacturer, to work very closely with them on enabling the natural language conversation side of things. I think that's going to definitely be something that continues to grow over the next year. As we see, and we start to see many more operators start to implement those kind of next generation user experiences that we've always talked about within the industry.
Well, look forward to seeing them.
Absolutely.
And thank you for watching.